Hi guys, hope you're well and that you're keeping warm. It's colder today here where I am. Okay, so today we're going to do the reading and viewing of, we are going to do a comprehension test, exactly how it will look in the test. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to read the text and then we are going to answer the questions. Okay, and then after that we are going to do a few prefix and suffix exercises. Just okay. Sorry, let me just go back. Okay. What is fiercer than a lion but smaller than a beagle? The honey badger, one of the toughest mammals in Africa and Western Asia. Honey badgers stand less than a foot high. They are only a couple feet long. They weigh just over 20 pounds. Yet they have a reputation for toughness that is far greater than their size. Some honey badgers will chase away lions and take their kills. I guess that goes to show that size isn't the only thing that matters in a fight. So, what makes the honey badger so tough? They have speed, stamina, and agility, but so do many animals. They aren't stronger than lions, so how do they stop them? The thing that sets the honey badger apart is their skin. Their skin is thick and tough. Arrows, spears, and bites from other animals can rarely pierce it. Small bullets can't even penetrate it. Not only is their skin thick and tough, it is also loose. This allows them to twist and turn to attack while another animal is gripping them. The only safe grip one can get on a honey badger is on the back of their necks. Honey badgers have long, sharp claws. These claws are good for attacking and even better for digging. Honey badgers are some of nature's most skilled diggers. They can dig a 9-foot tunnel into hot ground in about 10 minutes. They love to catch a meal by digging up the burrows of frogs, rodents, and cobras. They also use their digging skills to create their homes. They live in small chambers in the ground and defend them fiercely. They will attack horses, cows, and even water buffalo that are foolish enough to poke around a honey badger's den. You don't get a reputation like the honey badger by running from danger. The honey badger is fearless and tireless fighter. They will attack any creature that threatens them, man included. Because of the honey badger's reputation, most predators avoid them. Some animals use the honey badger's rep to their advantage. Adult cheetahs have spotted coats, but their kittens have silver manes and look like honey badgers. Some scientists believe that their coloring tricks predators into avoiding them. Wouldn't you walk the other way if you saw a honey badger? You might be wondering, if honey badgers are so tough, how did they get a name that makes them sound like a piece of candy? The answer makes sense. Since honey badgers have such thick skin, bee stings rarely harm them. So honey badgers love to raid beehives. I can't blame them. Who doesn't like free honey? Honey badgers chase after honey aggressively, so much so that beekeepers in Africa have to use electric fencing to hold them back. There's nothing sweet about that. Beekeepers aren't the only people who have grown to hate honey badgers. Honey badgers may be fun to read about, but they are nasty neighbors. They attack chickens, livestock, and some say children, though they usually leave people alone. But if a honey badger moves in your backyard, there's not a whole lot that you can do about it. I mean, are you going to go and tangle with an animal that eats the bones of its prey? An animal with teeth strong enough to crunch through turtle shells? An animal that never tightens up or backs down? Yeah, I wouldn't either. Okay, so that is the first comprehension test that we are going to do. Let me just see here. I have a hand up.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good. Ma'am, we were late because of some connection problems. Just before we came to before you started reading about the honey badger. Ma'am, can you please quickly explain what you are doing?
Okay, today we are going to do two comprehension tests. That is just so you know how I will ask you the comprehension test on Monday in the test. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, let me just basically I will show you the questions. The text that you're going to get on Monday is almost the same. The questions are going to be almost the same. It's going to be multiple answer questions. So that's what we're going to do today. And then after that, we're going to do the prefix and the suffix, a few exercises with them just to recap that. Okay. Yes, somebody else wants to ask a question?
No, ma'am, I was asking a question about since the other children came late, can we restart and can most of the children read?
Not today. We will do that tomorrow again. Okay. Or the next one. The next one we can read. Okay, the next text we can read.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. 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 So let's just go to the questions. Sorry. Okay. The questions. The first 5 I did for you. So, which best expresses the main idea of the third paragraph? Okay, so it's going to be A, honey badgers have sharp claws that they use for fighting. B, honey badgers' digging skills assist them in many ways. C, honey badgers use their claws to defend their homes. Or D, honey badgers will defend their homes to the death against any animal. The answer is B. Now, that question that I want to show you something regarding that. Um, it's important to read the question entirely. The third paragraph. So you're going to go and look at the third paragraph and then you will find the answer. Okay. Which statement would the author most likely agree with? A, what makes the honey badger so tough is their speed and strength. B, honey badgers are large in size and tireless in fighting spirit. C, what makes honey badgers so tough is their thick, loose skin. Or D, honey badgers got their name from the sweet taste of their meat. Okay. So C is the answer there. That question that is which statement would the author most likely agree with? Okay. 3, which best defines the meaning of the word burrows as it's used in the third paragraph? A, lily pads or other seaweed in which animals hide. B, holes or tunnels in which animals live. A nest or animal dwelling in a tree or bush. A water supply where animals come to drink. The, the answer is B, holes or tunnels in which animals live. Okay. Now, question 4. Which best expresses the main idea of the last paragraph? A. Honey badgers are a nuisance to the neighborhood. B. Beekeepers and honey badgers do not get along well. C. Honey badgers have very strong jaws and teeth. Or D. Honey badgers eat chicken and livestock. Okay, so the last paragraph. If you go to the last paragraph, what is the main idea there? Let's go back. The answer is A. Honey badgers are a nuisance to the neighborhood. So if you look at the last paragraph, it says all the things that A, B, C, and D, or B, C, and D have, but the main idea is that honey badgers isn't just nice animals to read about or interesting animals, but they are actually nuisances to the neighborhood. Okay. Now the number 5, which best describes one of the author's main purposes in writing this text? A. To persuade readers to join the efforts to protect the honey badgers. B. To compare the contrast honey badgers with badgers, beagles, and lions. C. To describe how honey badgers select their partners. Or D. To explain why honey badgers are so tough. Okay. So which best describes one of the author's main purposes in writing this text? To explain why honey badgers are so tough. Question 6. Which statement would the author most likely disagree with? Okay. Important to read your questions. Okay. Which statement would the author most likely disagree with? A. Honey badgers like to raid beehives to eat honey. B. Honey badgers are not the biggest animals, but they may be the toughest. C. Honey badgers disguise their young to look like cheetah kittens. Or D. Honey badgers are not afraid to fight with humans. Okay, so the answer is C. Important to look at the disagree or agree, or which is not correct. Okay. Which person is most likely to be disturbed by a honey badger moving in next door? Okay, so it's possible that the other ones are also going to be disturbed, but a beekeeper A is going to be is most likely to be disturbed if a honey badger moves in next door. Okay, now the next question is, which animal is the honey badger afraid to attack? A. Lion. B. Water buffalo. C. Poisonous snake. Or D. None of these. Okay, this is another important question, just so you can see why I did that. You must always read the question in its entirety, the answers also, because if you look at that question and you see which animal is the honey badger afraid to attack? So A, a lion. Okay, maybe B, a water buffalo. C, a poisonous snake. Maybe. But if you look at the none of these, a honey badger isn't afraid to attack any of those. Okay, so read the question and the answers entirely before you answer. Okay, 9. Which is not one of the honey badger's strengths? A, thick skin. B, powerful jaw. C, poisonous claws. Or D, tireless fights. The answer is C, it's poisonous claws. Again, look at the not. Which is not one of the honey badger's strengths? Which title best expresses the main idea of this text? A battle of the savannah, honey badgers versus lions. B, little badger, big fight, one of nature's toughest scrapers. C, ace in the hole, how honey badgers build and protect their homes. Or D, little game, interesting animals that live in Africa. Okay, so the answer there is B, little badger, big fight, one of nature's toughest scrapers. Okay, so basically question 10. Which title best expresses the main idea of the text? So it's going, all of them you can almost see where it goes and maybe it can work, but B is the one that is the closest to what this text is saying to you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Is there anyone that wants to read the first paragraph?
You know what? You're doing something big when your company name becomes a verb. Ask Xerox. In 1959, they created the first plain paper copy machine. It was one of the most successful products ever. The company name Xerox grew into a verb that means to copy, as in Bob. Can you Xerox this for me? Around 50 years later, the same thing happened to Google. Their company name grew into a verb that means to do an internet search. Now everyone and their grandma knows what it means to Google it.
Thank you. Thank
Unexpected.
you. Just stop there. We're going to give the next one a chance. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, the next paragraph. You can start at unlike and end with difference. Okay.
Yes. Unlike Xerox, Google wasn't the first company to invent their product, not by a long shot. Lycos released the first search engine in 1993. Yahoo came out in 1994. Alta Vista began serving results in 1995. Google did not come out until years later, in 1998. Though a few years this difference may not seem like much, this is a major head start in the fast moving of world tech. So how did Google do it? How did they overtake their competitors who had such huge leads in time and money? Maybe one good idea made all the difference.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, man.
So, I can start from there are millions.
There are millions and millions of sites on the internet. How does a search engine know which ones are relevant to your search? This is a question that great minds have been working on for decades. To understand how Google changed the game, you need to know how search engines worked in 1998. Back then, most websites look at the words in your query. They counted how many times those words appeared on each page. Then they might return pages where the words in your query appeared the most. This system did not work well, and people often had to click through pages and pages of results to find what they wanted.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so the next page, let's go to the next page. Everything is a little bit slow today, I see. Okay. Do all of you know writing test about? Sorry for that. Okay. going to unmute you, but if you don't know what you're writing test about, just write it in the chat section, okay?
Okay. So, ma'am, should I read this?
You can read the left side, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Google was the first search engine that began considering links. Links are those blue underlined words that take you to other pages when you click on them. Larry Page, co-founder of Google, believed that meaningful data could be drawn from how those links connect. Page figured that websites with many links pointed at them were more important than those that had few. He was right. Google's search results were much better than their rivals. They would soon become the world's most used search engine. It wasn't just the great search results that led Google to becoming so well liked. It also had to do with the way they presented their product. Most of the other search engines were cluttered. Their home pages were filled with everything from news stories to stock quotes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm just going to read the last the last paragraphs. Okay, but Google's homepage was and still is clean. There's nothing on it but the logo. The search box and a few links it almost appears empty. In fact, when they were first testing it, users would wait at the homepage and not do anything. When asked why, they said that they were waiting for the rest of the page to load. People couldn't imagine such a clean and open page as being complete, but the fresh design grew on people once they got used to it. These days, Google has its hands in everything from self-driving cars to helping humans live longer. Though they have made Though they have many other popular products, they will always be best known for their search engine. The Google search engine has changed our lives and our language. Not only is it a fantastic product, it is a standing example that one good idea and a lot of hard work can change the world. Okay, now for the questions. I want you to answer these questions for me, either in the text box or you can put up your hand and I will unmute you. So, which event happened last? Lycos released their search engine, B, Yahoo's released their search engine, C, Google released their search engine, or D, Xerox released their copy machine?
Ma'am, number C, Google released their search engine last.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. The next one. Which statement would the author of this text most likely disagree with? Which statement would the author of this text most likely disagree with? A. Part of Google's success is due to the design of the homepage. B. Google succeeded by following examples of others in their field. C. Google wasn't the first search engine, but it was the best. Or D. Google's success may not have been possible without Larry Page. Okay, the answer there is B. Most likely disagree with. Okay. So, which statement would the author of this text most likely disagree with? A. Part of Google's success is due to the design of their homepage, or B. Google succeeded by following examples of others in their field. So, like I said in the previous text we did, look at the question. They are asking which statement would the author of this page most likely disagree with. Okay, the next one. Which best expresses the main idea of the third paragraph? There are lots and lots of websites connected to the internet. B. Google created a better way to organize search results. C. Many smart people have worked on search engines over the years. Or D. All the search engines used unreliable methods to order results. The answer is D. All the search engines used unreliable methods to order results. Okay. Number 4. What is the author's main purpose in writing this article? A. To explain how Google overtook its rivals. B. To compare and contrast Google and Xerox. C. To persuade readers to use Google for internet searches. Or D. To discuss how companies can influence language over time. So anyone wants to answer that question for me?
So, ma'am, I think the answer is number D, to discuss how companies can influence language over time.
Okay, I think that answer is A. It is, you can see how D can be maybe be right, but the main purpose of this article is to show you why Google is so much better than Yahoo and the other one. What's the other one? I can't even remember its name. So that is the main purpose of this article. Okay. Number 5. Which statement would the author most likely agree with? Okay. A. Google became successful because its founders were well connected. B. Google was the world's first and best search engine. D. Google changed the world by solving an old problem in a new way. Or D. Google's other products are now more important to its success than search.
Ma'am, I think the answer is C. Google changed the world by solving an old problem in a new way.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So the next questions. Okay. Which best expresses the main idea? Okay. Links allow people. Links allow people to surf from the one website to the next. B. Larry Page ideas about links help Google to get to the top. C. Larry Page continued to the internet by inventing the link. Or D. Google is a website that serves important links to users.
Ma'am, I think the answer is D. Google is a website that serves important links to users.
Okay. You must look at the rest of that question to understand why that is incorrect. That while Larry Page, just see here if I can change this. Okay. Number 7. Which best explains why the author discusses Xerox in the text? A. He is discussing big companies that came before Google. B. He is explaining how companies must change with the times. C. He is showing how companies can affect our language. Or D. He is comparing and contrasting Xerox and Google. Okay, so he's showing how companies can affect our language. That's why you use Xerox in the first paragraph. B. How did Google improve search quality in 1998, sorry. They counted how many times queries appeared on each page. They looked more closely at the words in search queries. They linked to more pages, or they studied the relationships of links. What do you think that one is?
Ma'am, I think the answer for number 8 is A. Ma'am?
The answer is D. They studied the relationships of the links. Okay, 9. Which was cited as a reason why Google became so popular? Google's homepage. Google's homepage was clean. B. Google provided catchy news stories on their homepage. C. Google homepage loaded quickly, or Google provided useful stock quotes for the homepage. Now, okay, and then last one, which title best expresses the author's main purpose for writing the text? A. Xerox versus Google, Battle of the Titans. B. A Better Way, how Google rose to the top. Or C. Search engines, a short history of important tools. The answer there is B. A Better Way, how Google rose to the top. Now, I'm going to go to the next slide, and then I'm going to explain to you exactly why I did these comprehension texts. Like you saw, both of them were informative stories. The questions were a lot alike. It was informative stories where you can go and look at the facts and the information that's given to you. Now, with your test on Monday, I'm going to put in the same sort of story, an informative story. And the questions are going to look almost the same. It's going to be multiple answer questions, and it's going to have stuff like not agree with, or disagree with, or agree with, or which one is not correct. And then there's going to be stuff like the one that I told you, all of the above, or none of the above. So that's why I did this, just so you can see how your story will look and how you can answer them. Okay. Any questions regarding the comprehension test on Monday? Okay, so I'm going to go to the prefix and the suffix again. That's just a recap of what we did last week. Okay, so the prefix is not a full word, it's a word part that is added at the beginning of a full word called the root word. Every prefix has its own meaning. When a prefix is added to the root word, it changes the word of the meaning. It changes the word. Okay. Any questions regarding a prefix? Okay. If I give you a table like this, and I ask you the meaning of the prefix re, what will you say is the meaning of the prefix re? Okay. The prefix of or the meaning of the prefix re is again. Okay, we did this. I'm just going to go scan through this to get to the new exercises. Okay. The suffix, a suffix is like a prefix, but it's added at the end of the root word to change its meaning. An example, the ending full means full of, so like full of beauty is beautiful. Okay. I don't think there's any questions regarding a suffix. Any questions regarding the suffix? So I'm just going to scan through them to get to the exercises. And I hope you want to answer me when I'm at the exercises. Okay. This is exactly like what we did on last week. Go to the next slide. Sorry, everything is so. Okay. So this one is, you'll see the bank of the prefixes. I want you to put in the prefix for me. So anybody who wants to do the first one, fix.
Hi, ma'am. The first one
Hello.
is unfix or
Unfix.
refix.
Or
Refix, ma'am.
prefix.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Remember, most of these words can have more than one prefix. Most of these words can have more than one prefix. So it doesn't matter if you said refix. I'm going to refix this laptop. I already fixed it, so I'm going to refix it. Okay. So the next one, mind. Anybody who wants to do mind? If you want to answer these ones, I think you must put it in the chat box for me. And it's not necessary to go. Okay. Okay. I have one here, remind. Remind is also correct. But in mind, I'm keeping you in mind for the promotion. So, like I said, it's possible to have more than one prefix for the same word. Okay. Unequal, disprove. I'm disproving this. Unlucky, unfair. Okay, I'm going to. This one is quite easy, so I'm just going to go past this. I'm just scared the time is going to catch me again. I want to get to the page with only the ones where you do the prefix and the suffix together. Okay, so that is why. Okay, if I give you something like this, just quick one. If I give you something like this is the same concept as the first one. Remember, there's more than one prefix for one word. Okay. Like side, beside, or underside. Okay. Or like dislike, or possible, impossible. Okay. Or all of you fine with this, with the suffix. Okay. Okay. I wanted to come to this page. There's 5 minutes left. That's why I want to do this quickly before we continue. Okay, so remember when we talked about this, that it's possible to have a root word with both a prefix and a suffix. You remember we talked about that. Now I want you to, again in your chat box, try to answer at least one of these for me. I'm going to do the first one just so you can see what I did. Okay, so the first one, like a discovery. Okay, there I have uncomfortable. Yes. Unpredictable. Here we have disagreeable. Unlikely. Yes, that is correct. Unlikely is correct. I don't know where the un disappeared to. It will pop up somewhere. Okay. What I want you to look at that one, the second one, likable, unlikable. It can be unlikable or unlikely. Okay. Unlogical, disorderly, unexpectedly, reaction. So act is the root word. So a reaction. Unlucky. Yes, we have an unlucky here. Untrustable. Okay, I have reconnectable. Here we have disconnection. So I like that. Can you see what I mean by there's more than one? When there's more than one suffix or prefix that can go to the root word. Okay. Here I have an unsuccessful. Um, uncomfortable. Okay. Do all of you understand how we do this? And that there is more than one way to put a prefix or suffix in together with the root word. Unequally, yes. Unreasonable, dishonorable, unusually, and renewable. Okay, I'm going to just go back. I'm just going to go back to the page with the meaning of the prefix. Okay, remember prefix is a word. It's a part of the word that you put in front of a root word, like the base word, that changes the meaning. A prefix can't stand on its own. It's like safe and unsafe. You can't just put un somewhere. It has no meaning if you do that. Okay, so that is what a prefix is. A suffix you put at the end of at the end of a root word. Okay, let me just go back here. here is the suffix, the meaning of the suffix. A suffix is like a prefix, but it's added at the end of a root word to change its meaning. Okay, are all of you fine with this? With the suffix? And the prefix. A prefix is not a full word. It's a word part that is added at the beginning of a full word that is called the root word. Every prefix has its own meaning. When a prefix is added to a root word, it changes the meaning of the root word. Okay, are all of you comfortable with this? Okay. Well, thank you guys for today. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I hope all of you have my email address. Please send me an email or tomorrow when we start class. I want you to just tell me, okay, I'm struggling a bit with the prefix, or I'm struggling a bit with the suffix, or I'm struggling if we can put both of them together. Okay, just ask me at the beginning of the class and then I will do that for you. Okay, thank you for today, and then I will see you again tomorrow.